let's begin. Welcome, nobody, to today's, hopefully the final episode of Coffee Talk. A lot has happened over the past couple days regarding Twitch and stuff like that. Just to let you know, I may be considering leaving to another platform or such, just because of recent events, as some of you, if some of you have viewed the recent news. Most likely, it won't be probably till like the end of this month as well. But if we finish it today, we'll talk about what our next plan is for the Twitch for the rest of the month. And hopefully this time around, I can keep my break image from coming off. Given that the app doesn't freeze in between stuff, I'll mainly not be managing it from my phone. That what happens. But yeah. Anyway, let's get started. Mr. Bailey's, hi. I'm sorry I didn't hear you come in. How are you tonight? Alright. But you look pretty distracted. A penny for your thoughts? Ah, you can have them for free. I was just pondering the hidden side of things. How different the world is under the surface compared to what we think it is. Nothing and no one is exactly what they appear to be. Funny, I was having similar thoughts on my way here. I guess now that we spend so much time on social media, people believe we can be summed up in the picture of a sentence. Ain't that true? But it's not like that. It's not easy to know someone. So true. Even if that someone is yourself. Especially if that someone is yourself. It sounds like we agree on this. We sure do. And it's been on my mind the past few days. Does that have anything to do with your wedding to Miss Lua? Got it in one. How are things on that front? A few days ago we decided to take some time apart to think. That sounds ominous. No, I don't mean it like that. It wasn't a breakup or even a break. Phew! We've been through so much, there's no walking back on a relationship now, but sometimes you're so together that you lose sight of the big picture, you know? I think I see what you mean. So we decided to give each other a bit of space and figure out what we really want out of our wedding. More importantly, out of our marriage. I see. Have you made any progress on that front? You want the short version or the long version? I'm always here for the full story. Alright then, I'm gonna tell you anything, but I think I should order first. Sure thing, what can I make you tonight? Not feeling fussy. Anything warm would do, so anything really. Makes sense. How about some herbal tea then? Hibiscus, butterfly pea? With butterfly pea or hibiscus with milk and honey. I wonder... Let us save. Hibiscus. Is the sweetheart latte. go... No, wait. Here you go. I hope you like it. Thanks, Sealer. This is so nice, and it brings me way back. I'm not really in touch with my family anymore. Yes, I'm sorry about that. Don't be. I don't even miss them most of the time. In the end, they're just a random bunch of people. And we don't have very much in common. It's good that you've learned that about yourself, Mr. Baileys. I think so too. There's just one person I miss, but I've been missing her a while now. Ah, someone who passed away, I'm guessing? Exactly, spot on again, Healer. I used to have a very close relationship with my great-great-aunt. When I was little, my parents fought all the time. I still remember in my bones how that made me feel. The fear that one of them or both of them would walk away and abandon me. A bit ironic in hindsight, but then it was many years ago. Yes, it's quite normal for a little child to care about their parents. No matter who they are or how they behave. That's true. Anyway, I spent all my evenings curled up in a ball in my room, trying hard not to listen to all the shouting. Except when my gran came to visit. Not that her being around prevented the fighting, mind you. Elven High Society is amazing at keeping up appearances, especially in front of family. But she got how it made it feel, so she went out her way to take the sting out of it. She would keep me company and bring me a cup of herbal tea with milk and honey in it. Drinking this now with you, it feels a lot like family again. Sounds like she was a perceptive person. She truly was the best of them, until she got sick. Oh no, how did that happen? I thought elves don't get sick. See, that's part of elven disinformation. Elves don't get sick with your little run-of-the-mill colds, but they do get big, bad diseases like everyone else. It's not uncommon, and it's not uncommon for us to die from them. Except there's this assumption in elven society that if you live the right sort of life, you'll pass away peacefully in your bed. So that's what families say most of the time when someone dies. Incidentally, that also means they need to pretend everything is fine until the very last moment. So that's what they did to my aunt. They basically shut her in during her last few weeks. That sounds really awful. Although, given what he said about, given what I know and what he's explained about how his family acts, I'm not surprised in the slightest. I did manage to visit her, and she put on a brave face, but it's clear she wasn't happy. But then she wasn't very happy before that yet either. At least she had you. Must have been a little consolation, yes, but I'm glad I was able to be with her. I think I came very close to being trapped with those people. I'm pretty sure she would have hated that for me. A little part of me hopes she'd be proud of me right now. I'm certain she would be. Thanks, Healer. Here you are letting me blab on again. That's more than fine, but do you think growing up among conflict might explain why things are, well, a bit difficult to work out sometimes between you and Lua? I definitely think that's part of it. In fact, good evening. Hi, Healer. And hi, I don't think we met before. I'm Silver. I'm Baileys, nice to meet you. I'm guessing you're Amanda? We are, but you do not appear to be a hive. How did you... Lua told me she ran into you a week or so ago. Oh, the purple, nice earthling we met on our first night here. That is the satisfactory explanation. And so, are you her date? I'm a little more than that. I'm her fiancé. Truly? Finance. Fiancé is a successful outcome of dates with a 0.013p probability. Congratulations on your excellent odds actualization. Thank you. Now, Cafe Offspring, we are wishing for a drink. Cafe Offspring? How did you acquire that new title? Ahem. Alright, sounds like something I shouldn't prod too hard. Never mind me. Yeah, don't... We were. And what we wish for is a memorable partying experience. I suspected something like that. Like, last visit in a while, huh? That is accurate. I take it you completed your research on Earth. Almost. We are quite satisfied with the outcomes of our missions. Interesting. That sounds like there's a story there. But first, tell me, what sort of experience are you after? We should have something we never had before. It's time to get creative then. Yes, take careful not to use any ingredient you have served us in the past. Oh god, what is this? Hold on. Okay. Oh good, we finally got this. Spacing Floodlight Experience Life one color at a time. One day we'll have my solo exhibition. Here you go. Hopefully this tastes new to you. The novelty coefficient does not clear the expected parameters, but it does not seem very important right now. I wonder why that is the case. You're maybe getting a little emotional, Amanda. We do not wish to discuss this. Anyhow, I trust the agent gave you no more trouble. That one was quite close, actually. We had a little brush with the authorities, you see. Yeah, Lua mentioned that. He made her real angry. She was still seething when she came home that night. Please tell her I'm grateful for that. Well, that agent kept looking into things even after his second visit here. But that's where your help really came in handy, Healer. My help? Yes, the card that you got off the agent. We asked for help from an associate to run it through the mind you call a computer. Once the contents of the card had been unveiled, we analyzed the language of its communication, which is quite an interesting mix, if we may say so. It's roughly 60.0923% syntax and 39.90777% mathematics. And we then led a polynomial time attack on its encryption, expressing the ciphertext as the point is, Amanda managed to get into the fire system. She obfuscated all mention of any of us, or say beyond recognitions, and some totally legitimate orders came in to send the agent to Europe on an urgent mission, which should last more than long enough for him to forget all about us. Woof, that sounds incredible. It does sound thrilling. It was a very simple matter of applying hive knowledge. Be that as may, that's great work, Amanda. We are pleased. Amanda is amazing. Let's not forget who got the card in the first place. You really helped us there, Healer. Thank you. I'm very glad to hear that, and very relieved. Yes, we have thought on it for a while, and we have decided we do not care for that sort of excitement. Not if it makes our siblings so sad. You really gotten the hang of emotions now, haven't you, Amanda? Thank you, Offspring. If that's the case, we are content. That means our mission is well and truly accomplished. Did you come specifically to pick up Earthling emotions? No, we came here for the purpose of generally Earthling research. But it appears now that emotions are one. It appears to us now that emotions are one of the most interesting aspects. We will be submitting, you call this academic paper. Uncontrolled stimuli and reflexive neural patterns, deep level communication in high versus non-high species. Wow. That's how you know it's serious research. I don't even understand the title. Amanda always was the brains in the family. That wasn't your only mission though, right? Amanda, right? If you're leaving, does that mean... Yes, Pearl and I did go out on a date. Right, you're looking for love, aren't you? I am, I was, I think I may have found it. Wait, wasn't that first date, the first date a really short time ago? Just a couple of days. But I've been waiting a while, and I really think this is it. When I took up the mission from the Hive, when we came to Earth, and during this entire process, when I changed and changed, what I hoping was that someone would see me for who I am, and I really think she does. That's so great, but I'm curious, doesn't being in a Hive provide that experience of feeling seen? It does, and it does not. And in fact, we hope that is something our research might improve. Hive sees thoughts and desires honestly, but is not able to communicate the reasons for those desires. The emotions, as it were. We do not dwell on those, nor will we start to do so in excess. But it seems to us now that they may be worth conveying. At least to some extent. Yes, what Amanda said is part of it. I was very unaware of my emotions when I first came to Earth, and I was really bad at communicating them clearly to others. In some ways, I still am. It will always be harder for me to grasp them than for most people. But when I started to understand them, I was both fascinated and scared. Which is not an uncommon experience, I think. It's really not. It requires a good deal of courage to look at your emotions honestly. It certainly requires some time, and it's even more time to find someone who can look at them with you. Not get scared and take them as they are. Someone who can see you clearly and kindly. It is a precious thing when that happens, huh? A rare and beautiful thing. Has that been your experience with Lua? Definitely has. I almost forgot how much it mattered too. Lucky that I have good friends who reminded me of that. So does that mean you and Lua found some answers? Oh, the heck with it. I can't hold my tongue any longer. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but Healer, I'd like to officially invite you to a little surprise ceremony, which will take place 3 days hence. Wow, that's some answers indeed. Yeah. Taking a little time to think really cleared our heads. We had gotten bogged down in the details and in our own insecurities, to be honest. So we decided to make it simple again. No fuss, no mess, no expense, nothing like that. Just us and our closest family members. Whether we got them at birth or we chose them itself. I am very touched, Mr. Bailey. Come on, Healer. You know you mean a lot to us, as does this place. Speaking of which, I also have Hyde's invitation here. Well, Hyde's and Gala's invitation, seeing that's his obvious +1. Would you give it to them when you see them? It would be an honor. Silver and Amanda, I don't have a card for you, but you're in the cafe family as well, so I'm sure Lua won't mind. Would you like to join us for the party? A party? This is our first experience being invited to a party. It is 99.999% pleasant. And 0.001% disappointing that we have to refuse. Yes, I truly appreciate your offer, Bailey, but sadly, we're leaving Seattle tomorrow. Really? That's more sudden than I expected. Are you going back to space then, Amanda? Not yet. We are going on an adventure. That sounds very exciting. It really is. Amanda and I are taking a trip through the country. Maybe even a bit further if we got the time. We're basically going to be tourists. Tourist is such a fascinating concept. Although our sibling explained it to us multiple times, we still find it very hard to comprehend. We always thought that traveling must have a mission, a purpose. But it seems that tourism is traveling with no other purpose other than traveling. Which is in essence circular reasoning. It may well be, but it's still a lot of fun. In fact, I'd say it's the real purpose of tourism. To have fun, to relax and see beautiful things. To enjoy life, you know. Enjoyment as a purpose. That is new to us, but we are 99.999% excited to try it out. And so am I. I've never been out of Seattle since I arrived. Guess I was afraid that it wouldn't be able to blend in, now that I would have to restart everything from scratch. But knowing that you're here, Healer, and that I always have a place to return to where I feel home, well, that makes me a lot less nervous. I'm very happy to hear that. I think I should return. Of course, what can I make for you? I like to reflect on the spirit of our upcoming event, but I'm also in the mood for something sweet and soothing. So sweet and soothing, but with an adventurous kick? Yes, that's exactly right. And how about some hot chocolate with something extra to make it fun? I'm thinking, if I'm reading this right... Oh, that's not what I would have expected at all. Here's a 299.792.458 for a Lightspeed Traveler. Oh, we like this name. It is evocative and adventurous. Evocative? Yes, it is the speed... Yes, is the speed of light not evocative of great adventures? The speed of light. Oh, wow. Way to target your audience, Celia. Thank you. But do you like the taste, Silver? I love it. This is exactly what I wanted. It's got the spicy kick of ginger to start with, which keeps you on your toes, but then the honey makes it sweet and comfortable. In fact, it reminds me of you, Amanda. But how does it taste remind you of us? Guess he's saying you're sweet, but with a strong character as well. That's about right. We do not entirely comprehend it, and yet we are pleased. Well, that's settled then. Whenever you miss Amanda Silver, you can come back here and I'll make you this drink. I like that. Thank you, Healer. Wow, careful there. You don't want to spill a drink you enjoy this much. Ah, you're right. I'm just so excited. I can barely sit still. I can imagine the first trip across the country is a big deal. It is. But that's not the only reason I'm excited. Okay, that was quite the dramatic pause. I really want to know what you're going to say now. You guys seem to lead very interesting life. Oh, not at all. Not at all. I think I'm quite a boring person. With a secret society and an alien background. It's true that some of my life circumstances are a bit unusual, but this particular thing is very commonplace. Our sibling is excited because his date will be joining us. And in fact, we must be fair and acknowledge that we may have misjudged her based on her lack of facial symmetry. Although Pearl's feature are a 9.23 different from left to right, we agree with her movie analysis 99.9999%. Wow, hold on. Amanda, you have met Pearl and you talked about movies? And now she's joining you two on a holiday? How did any of that happen? We walk orch. We watched orc westerns all together last night. And Pearl likes them a lot. You don't exactly sound thrilled. Unfortunately, she also likes space travel operas. Huh, I see. Learning couple compromises the hard way. I suppose so. Well, I'm glad to hear that she's met Amanda and they got along. Does that mean she also knows where you're from, Silver? She does. In fact, I told her about that on our first date. Oh, that's very brave. It's very hard to put yourself out there under any circumstances. To reveal something so vulnerable to someone you just met. Are you starting to Oh wait, did I read that wrong? To reveal something so vulnerable to someone you just met and are starting to like, it takes guts. Yes, it certainly does. You're very kind, but I don't think so. To be honest, I hadn't planned it that way. Though I've always felt safe here with all the regulars. I know that not everyone would be open-minded about me. And so I wasn't sure I'd say anything to Pearl that night. But as we were talking, I was so happy to learn more about her, about who she is, and I realized that I didn't want her to have an incomplete picture of me. My past is a part of me. If my goal is to find someone who sees me for who I am, then she needs to know about that too. And in the end, that was the right decision. Well, I will say that if she's heard your story, and that changed how she viewed you, then she wouldn't have been worth your time anyway. That's fair. But still, even knowing that, I admire you a lot. The truth is, this is a bit of a strange thing to say, but I think I'm proud of who I've become, and I want the people I love to be proud of me too. What is proud? Proud is, For yourself, I think it's when you start to be satisfied with what you're achieving, especially if you have to fight to get there. And for others, it's when you think of someone you care about, consider who they are and the way they're acting. It just fills you with joy. Ah, we see. Then we are definitely proud of you. You two are a really sweet family, and so are you. You and Miss Lua, Mr. Bailey's. True, chosen family can also rock. Yes, when we met Pearl, we came to a conclusion that there is no difference in nature or expression between a family that you are born with and a family that you acquire by choice. Both demand work and understanding. There may be minute differences in specific processes, but the bond appears to be 99.999% similar in the end. So it is. Well, we should probably get going. Yes, we must. Go pack. First time we see someone getting excited about that specific part. But Amanda really means that I must pack, while she analyzed the earthling ritual of folding shirt, rolling socks, and so on. Precisely, this is further information for our research. We are thrilled. Good luck, Silver. Indeed. Do enjoy your trip, both of you. I hope you tell us all about it when you're back, Silver. I will. Good night to you two, then. Hasta la vista, strangers. Huh? Orc westerns? Bye to you too. There's never a dull moment in your cafe, Healer. I try. Speaking of which, would you like to hold some party or after party for your wedding here? I know it's not a very large space, but perhaps. Whether we liked it, we loved it. Honestly, I didn't want to impose, but there's no place that could be a better fit. I don't mind that it's not very large. It's going to be a small, cozy wedding, so this is perfect. It's settled then. And Lua's going to be over the moon when I tell her. In fact, I'm going to go tell her now. That's a very exciting prospect. It really is. Thanks again, Healer. You're like a guardian angel for us. And on that note, I'm off. Good night. More like a guardian hive mind. Good night, Mr. Baileys. That's interesting. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, the stream end popped up one more time, so I had to do something. ZX20 virus booster ready for distribution. Nekamini driver crashes truck filled with cabinets, suspected DUI. UFO previously spotted by Space Guard fighter, a very determined on-air balloon. Aqua! Hello, Miss Aqua. Hi, Healer. How are you? Good, as usual. How about you? Honestly, lots of things have happened. Can I order something first, though? Of course, what would you like? Can you make me a cup of chai? Chai for the lady with electric taste. Thank you, it's delicious. You're welcome. So, you were saying? Oh, right. It's just I've been busy working on my game. Ah, I see. How's it going? It's pretty difficult, but I'll manage. I'm glad to hear that. How's that contract you talked about the other day going? Oh, that. I rejected it, of course. There's no saving it, really, which is a shame. I truly liked their games, but with all the shady requirements they had, I could tell they looked down on us, small developers. And the scary thing is, if I hadn't known what I know now, just because they were a publisher I loved a lot, I would have overlooked all that. That's understandable, though. You trusted them not to take advantage of you. Well, it has to be fair for the both of us, right? Because at the end of the day, it's business. But I don't know. Yeah? Actually, I tried negotiating with them because I wondered if they still had any good faith left. Don't tell Myrtle, okay? Okay. But as I expected, it really didn't go anywhere. Instead, they insisted they're doing me a favor since I'm just a small developer. Wasn't thinking rationally or in business terms. Oof. Doesn't sound like good faith to me, right? Considering the unfair conditions they're expecting me to accept, they could have at least been polite about it. I doubt they care, though. Yeah. That aside, Myrtle's coming here soon. Great! So, you two made up already? Yes. We apologized to each other. Nice. I know I was probably being a little confusing. I didn't explain the context I applied to the situation very well, but she made it clear that she understood why I was anxious, and she apologized for assuming. That really helped. Now she's helping me speed up development. I'm happy to hear that. Oh, is that her? Hey. Hi, Myrtle. We were just talking about you. Okay. Nothing too terrible, I hope. Don't worry, only all the good stuff. Anyway, sorry, Heather. I won't be ordering today. Why? We don't have time. We're going to the expo sale, right? Oh, you're right. Expo sale. We're hunting new parts for my PC. It's been a bit slow lately. A bit? She's joking. It's pretty much in its death throes. If we're going, we're building you a whole new setup. But if you just want parts, I can always give you mine. But at this point, I'm not sure it'll be any help at all, to be honest with you. Yeah, no, you're right. It's time to move forward with the productivities. I've been putting off upgrading things for a while now, so it's really the time for a better setup. That's the spirit. Go big or go home. Sorry, Healer. It seems like we have to go now. Thanks for the drink. I'll see you later. Yeah, take care. Safe trip, and good luck. How nice that they made up. Let's see. I guess I'll go over to the checklist. Hendry! Well, hello, gentlemen. Hey, Healer. Healer! Nice seeing you here, Hendry. How goes it? Good, good, good. I see you're doing good too, as usual. What do you want to drink, Hendry? It's on me. No, that won't do. Well, let's talk about bills later. So what will it be? You first. You sure? Okie dokie. I'll have one STMJ, please. I have that. Full milk. I moved to Seattle to dream my dream of dancing, trying to find the place and person while doing something I love. Where is it? Mist, milk, ginger, and honey. One STMJ coming up. Ah, it smells so nice. Spot on. Thanks, Healer. You're very welcome. How about you, sir? Oh, it's my turn. Something with ginger, please. Anything else with that? Well, what would you recommend? Anything from your new tea line is fine. Oh, I see. You have a new selection. Yes, we have blue pea and hibiscus tea available. Hibiscus, huh? You should try tea Jahe Rosella. It's pretty good for this kind of weather. Sounds familiar. It's ginger steeped with roselle buds. Another name for it, hibiscus. Anything else in it? Well, it's a bit sweet. Interesting. I'll try it then. Ata Jahe Rosella. I believe that should be, yeah. Hibiscus, ginger. And let's give him the wedding invitation. What's this? Oh, it's Bailey and Lou's wedding invitation. Really? For Hyde. Oh. The date is really soon. Could you pass it along to him since I'm not sure when he'll be here? Okay, sure. Thank you. A piping cup of Tajohe Rizella for you. Thanks. What do you think, Henry? Does it look any good? Uh-oh. It looks about right. It smells good too. Try it. Yep, it's good. I'm glad I'm past your impromptu test. So what's been going on? Did I miss anything? Something happened, didn't it? You can say that. I think the officer is coming too, by the way. Alright. As for me, I'm just glad my fury is over. Are you okay, though? I'm fine, as you can see. How are you managing, Henry? Did you get your checkup? I did. Rachel pestered me to get it done all week, so I had to do it. Good. There's no doubt I need to slow down. I can feel it in my bones. Time is a harsh mistress, as they say. Ain't that the truth? But I don't think you get to complain, though. Why not? You know my body isn't what it used to be anymore. Oh? I mean, compared to my prime, 50 years ago. I'm kidding. Truth is, my body doesn't hold up well when I'm transforming anymore. Oh, is that so? Yep. The soreness doesn't go away as quick as it used to. It's harder to get up in the morning after all that. Like today. I know that feeling all too well. Especially in this kind of weather. Oh? It's like my body knows if a storm's going to get worse. No weather forecast can match the accuracy of my joints. Well, lucky for you, ginger is great for sore muscles, yeah. Hey folks, the man of the hour. Hiya, Georgie. Taylor, what'd I miss? Some very important weather talk. Is that so? Sounds like I missed a ton then. How are you? How am I? You're talking about my case? Well, I don't even know where to begin. Henry, you know nothing about what to say, right? No? What are we talking about? Taylor, you should have primed him before I got here. My bad. My defense, I didn't know you were going to be coming until Mr. Gala mentioned it. Excuses. I'll help explain it to Henry. In short, there's been a string of car vandalisms nearby. So he's trying to figure out if the tree being gone has anything to do with the case. And that's where we are now. Yep, that's about it. That's a lot to take in. Anything new happened since? Well, I tried something. I set a few candles where the tree was. I used my lighter and things happened. Mind backing up a bit? It feels like there's a lot of contacts missing here. Well, I'm warning you, everything I'm about to tell you is real. It sounded a little crazy to me, but no, I haven't lost it yet. Got it? Loud and clear. I told Healer about my letter a while ago. How it might be connected to the ferry market we talked about before. Really? In what way? The letter was my grandpa's, and there's a chance he bought it from there. Ah, interesting. Yeah, what a coincidence, huh? Anyways, my daughter likes this sort of mystery stuff, right? After talking to her about what's been going on, she believed my letter was the key to making sense of all this, and gave me some pointers. So, I went back there last night, to the spot, you know, where the tree used to be. I lit a few candles there, put the lighter right in the middle of all of it. I'll be honest, it was spooky as heck. The air was still and I felt tension in my head. Wasn't sure if it was just me being creeped out or it was something else going on. Whatever it was, I thought I should leave it alone. So I followed my gut and got the heck out of there. Then what happened? It blew up. What? What do you mean, what? The lighter, it just blew up. Well, what do you mean, blew up? Yeah, I think we definitely need more context here. Well, I didn't see it because I was walking towards my car, you see, but I heard it. Pow! Like a little whoosh followed by a couple of clinks. Pow? What kind of sound is that? You know, it's something like small and metallic blew up. Wouldn't bang work better? No, that's a shot. I wouldn't want to confuse you all with that. But pow is... what is that? You know, pow! And then what happened? Right, okay. I immediately looked back and I see... then I immediately looked back to see it had fallen over with its lid open. The flame, it was burning white. Wow. Ain't gonna lie to y'all, I freaked the frick out. But before I could do anything, two small figures emerged from the corner walking towards the lighter. Did they see you? Yeah, they did. They inspected my lighter while I was just standing there. Then they asked me straight up, "Is this lighter yours, guy?" I said, "Yeah." Then I fired a question back. "Are you the ones who have been messing with the cars around here lately?" And they said yes. Well, it sounds like case closed. So, they weren't ghosts? Hell no, thank God for that. And who are they? Let's just say they were close friends of the deceased. They were part fairy folk, but I didn't expect them at all. Didn't expect... Do you know them? Kinda. In fact, they own the Gnome Noms near my place. Oh, wow. Did they know it was your car then? Nope, because I only order takeout. I usually walk there. What was the reason for all the vandalism then? It all started because of a broken promise, and we have to start way back for that. Remember why the tree was there in the first place, right? Yeah, the tragic hit and run. At the time, the court ruling practically let the driver off the hook outside of the DUI charge. Well, it sparked a huge protest. Good! In response to that, the mayor at the time gave his word to the victim's family. He promised to keep the tree as a landmark for the community, and the vow was kept after his tenure was over. But he died a few years ago, and we all know recently what happened to the tree. I see. So it was their attempt to keep the memory alive. Not just for their friend, but a remembrance of the injustice as well. After all the urban renewals the city has gone through. Makes sense if the community that used to be there is gone by now. That's right. There used to be a lot of veteran housing and low-rise apartments in the area. Now it's filled with never-ending projects. You okay? Oh, yeah. Sorry. There's something about it bothers me a little. Like what? Their unique disposition after they pass. It bothers me that their own memories are insufficient to ensure their existence, and by failing to remember, we, the outside party, also gradually lose track of their existence. It just doesn't feel right to me. I get what you mean. An odd erasure of existence, but apparently that's why they keep animals. The Gnome Noms owner told me they have a large mastiff living in their place. Others even take care of multiple animals at once. Interesting. I suppose that's why some folk prefer living near the wilderness. But animals don't live long either. Right. But their erasure starts happening if they're completely forgotten, right? Something like that, I guess. I'm not sure. Right. Okay. But doesn't that normally happen anyway? How do we pay respects or remember someone who died a long time ago, like our ancestors, for example? It's our call, isn't it? Every April, Rachel and I would visit my wife's grave. We used to visit her grandpa. grandparents' graves too when my wife was still alive. If our extended family was visiting, they joined us. We clean their gravestones, bring food, and have a feast while catching up. It's how Nekominis honor the dead, and I'm sure other cultures have their own ways too. Right. I truly think continuing the tradition is something we do for ourselves, though, to remember the deceased and all the reasons they matter to us. So except for the weird erased memory parts, it sounds on par to me. It's the effort of the living to remember the dead anyway. You're right. Unless you believe in life after death, memories are for us, not for the dead. Exactly. It would be great if we could all remember to help each other, because keeping track of any sort of history is a team effort. So the best way to gain wisdom is to learn from the past, whether it's bad or good. Yeah. Speaking of the Gnome Gnome's owner, though, what happened to them after all that? Oh, right, did you arrest them? Nope. Huh? Are you gonna let them go? Not necessarily, but I got an idea of what I have to do. Right now, I'm just happy there's no ghosts involved. Still, it was truly something else. Yeah, what a night it must have been. It is what it is. What's up, big guy? Something on your mind? No, nothing. A shame about that lighter of yours. Oh yeah, it's probably busted, right? That's the thing. It works just fine. Not even a scratch. Really? But the thing blew up, didn't it? Like, pow. Heck, we even debated the sound effects and everything. As I said, it still works fine. So I don't know what else to tell you. I see. Want to know what I think? No. It's haunted. No, it's not. That thing is definitely haunted. What are you talking about? The white flame is a bit unnatural, I agree. And I remember how you keep forgetting your lighter here. Hey now, a man is allowed to forget stuff. Sorry about that. A man is allowed to forget stuff as he gets older, no? As for the blowing up, it was probably a well-timed bad chemical reaction or something. This thing is real old after all. If that's the case, you might want to stop carrying it around. At any rate, I believe you now, officer. There's no such thing as coincidence, indeed. I still think it's a ghost, though. Shut it, Henry. Shush. In any case, mystery solved, for now at least. Oh no, I think I have to go now. I didn't realize I missed multiple messages earlier because I was so engrossed in your story. Sorry to rush off. I'll see you all again next time. Sure, safe trip. Nice seeing you again, Henry. Take care. Let me move over there. You know, all that talking made me thirsty. You want anything? I'm good. And one espresso for me, please. Coffee, 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 coffee. Here's your espresso, officer. Thanks. Great as always. What's next, officer? What's your plan after this? Other than talking to him, I guess I'll focus on the rumors. Words going around that cars are being messed up here. That's kind of expected, though, isn't it? There's no point in adding to the citizens' worries when the case is pretty much over. And I don't want bad press to paint over the area's history. You're right. There's nothing like rumors without being stopped. They're just spiral out of control. Time to leave, I guess. Duty calls? Something like that. I suppose I'll do the same. It's quite late after all. Thanks for listening to us, Healer. The old men ramble. The pleasure is all mine. Well, take care and see you later, yeah? Have a good night, Healer. Safe trip, you two. Vegan food on the rise. Gnome diet popular amongst young adults. Box office movie High Weapon hits astonishingly $2 billion worldwide. What Generation Z really wants? An independent survey. Okay. No, where are we doing that day? Just got an achievement for that, so the best thing about this fast forward is it keeps track of all the dialogue you have seen, so anything news, it stops the fast forward. So if you're doing a second playthrough to get everything right, Well, Lucas didn't show up. Ugh. Wait, that's not. I swear to God, Lucas did not show up. Oh, I like that one. Where were you, dude? I needed... Healer, healer! Miss Rachel? Oops. Yeah, sorry, I'm just really excited. I've done it, healer! Congratulations. Done what? The music I'm missing with AJ. I told you about it last time, remember? Hmm? Oh yeah, you did. I brought it with me. Check it out, will you? Really? Okay. Are we sure we can play? What about NDAs and stuff? Come on, you silly. We're the only ones here anyway. It'll be fine. I mean, the direction has already changed a lot, so... Oh, never mind that. Let's just play it quick. What do you think? It was inspired by the drink you gave me. Sweetheart Latte, wasn't it? That's right. You composed the melodies. With Army, yeah. So, like, I know with a name like Sweetheart Latte, you expect something a little bit more fun sounding, right? But hearing how you made the drink reminded me of something. Like a new love's beginning, or thinking about your crush. The sourness of anxiety and the sweetness of a promise. There's a lot of steps to keep the delicate balance going until you get to the point you decide to confess. I think I see where you're going with this. Yeah, just like this drink, right? It needs the perfect balance of ingredients and temperatures to mix properly, doesn't it? Or with curdle, yeah. That's a really interesting take on the name. There's just one thing I'm wondering about. What is it? Is this supposed to be your new single? Wouldn't everyone expect to hear your voice? I know, but I'm planning something. You'll see. How are you, by the way, healer? Just fine. Business as usual. Wait, I almost forgot. Did Dad come here last night? Henry? Yes, he did. He was meeting up with Mr. Gala, actually. Okay, that's good to know. Why do you ask? He didn't reply to my text last night, so I wondered what he was doing. Ah, I see. Do you two not see each other often? What do you mean? I just saw him in this morning. We still live under the same roof, after all. Oh, what a surprise. I thought you would have been raring to move out by the time you turned 21. Well, you're not wrong in thinking that, but Dad's getting older, you know. He's becoming forgetful, too, so I'm a little bit worried. Understandable. Besides, we don't really have anyone else, you know. None of our extended family even lives in the States, so as much as he's been a nag in my whole life, I feel like I should watch over him for now. Right. Hello, welcome. Good evening to you, Miss Riona. Hey, Riona. Fancy meeting you here. Crap, we got that bad ending for her. Fuck! Hello, how are you? Sorry, just a second. Alright. Huh? Is she alright? I'm not sure. Oh well, I'll just get a drink first. Right, what would you like? I'll have a cup of milk, please. Just straight up milk? No, a cup of warm milk. Thank you. What's up? Oh, nothing. Just remembered something. But it's nothing special, so don't worry about it. Yes, are you alright? think I'm sad? What's wrong? That's right, Riona, what's wrong? I've been doing a lot of thinking. About what? About my situation? Have you ever felt like something you've been doing your whole life might be a mistake? Ah, fuck, we got that bad ending. What makes you think that, miss? My apologies, I didn't mean to be so dramatic. Would you two mind listening to my scattered thoughts? Of course, let it all out. Miss Rachel is right, feel free. After listening to the experiences you and Mr. Lucas had, along with my conversations with healers and the regulars at this concert, because I didn't give her contact information to Riona, I have gradually realized over the past week that I'm severely lacking in awareness about many things. Huh? What makes it more troubling is it's likely my ignorance was on purpose. Ignorance on purpose? What do you mean? Miss Rachel, the position you hold today is a result of your efforts and tenacity. You honed your talent, but you did not shirk from taking risks in order to succeed. Your knowledge of the industry has enabled you to successfully navigate it, and I greatly respect your ability to do so. Mr. Lucas also, although I do not fully understand his content, he is successful enough that people earn a living through his work. I am aware that it must require a great deal of courage and flexibility. But simply, I feel ashamed of myself because I may have become too comfortable with the status quo, to the point that I no longer strive to improve my situation. Are you really, though? You've been trying your best, right? I've been trying, yes, but have I been trying my best? That's debatable. Fuck. Oh, good, I got her full thing. About my intentional ignorance, I'm simply afraid. Afraid? I understand I only have a small chance of being selected for a role to play. I really do. I understand it's due to my lack of network and industry expectations, along with my lack of higher education, and for the simple fact of what I am, I'm truly fine with all that I really am, because all of it is a pain I'm already familiar with. And perhaps somewhere in the deepest depths of my heart, I'm having to face unfamiliar rejections again, having to get used to new pain all over again. Just might be. Fuck. Might be difficult. Miss. I apologize for all this rubbish. I didn't mean to, Miss Riona. Would you please allow me to make you a drink? It's on the house. But healer insists, right? Right. The blueberry hibiscus mint pie. Something special just for you. Could you tell me its flavor profile? Give me a moment. Blueberry was sweet and fresh, and the crust was buttery. The flavor was enhanced by the tartness of the hibiscus and the herbalness in the fin. It was just a very sweet blueberry pie with hibiscus and mint. Oh, there, and that's one pie in a cup coming up. Wow, Healer, that's so extra. It is, kinda is, isn't it? But it's so pretty, thank you. It really is. Well done, Healer. But are you really serving warm pie filling to your customer? It's not a pie filling. I simply make fruit cordials with honey. And I just happen to have the blueberry one on hand. Sure. It's not a pie filling, trust me. It's not. It's nice. Thank you. You're very welcome. What's on your mind? Right now, I'm rethinking my true motivation for doing all this. The driving force behind everything I've done up to this point. Well, what was it? Huh? Your driving force before you started questioning. I wish to break free from the shackles of prejudice, whether it's society's or my own. Not only for myself, but also for my kind. I see. So it doesn't have to be opera, right? Pardon? Reaching that goal can be done a lot of ways, like politics. You're not wrong, but... that was just an example, jeez. But I admit, being an entertainer is probably the fastest way to win people over. But it's not but that's not what you want to do, is it? My heart trembles for the opera. That is why I wish to pursue it, as long as I'm able. However, I believe it is also time for me to consider expanding my horizons. Because I fucking didn't give the contact details to Lucas. Fuck! Oh, I simply do not wish to be trapped in my own fear forever. Though I do regret that my one-track-minded efforts may have been in vain. I don't think everything you've done so far is in vain, though. I've always believed in sincere efforts, but never mind that. What are you going to do now? I'm not sure. I already rejected Mr. Lucas's office. Lucas? He's an influencer who's been coming here briefly. Why does that name ring a bell? Oh, wait. You know him? Not closely, but I think we followed each other on Tomocho. Even if it's even the same Lucas, I mean, what was the offer for? I was offered a spot on his new show. While he's still unsure of the format, his aim is to elevate underrated talents, to showcase and interview them in order to bring their work to the forefront. I see. So what if you rejected his offers? Call him. Uh-huh. Or text him. Tell him you change your mind. What's the worst that can happen? People are allowed to change their minds. If he rejects you, well, that's his loss, isn't it? I'm not sure it'd be his loss necessarily. Shush, shush, shush. Just do it. Text him. Yeah. Oh, okay. He responded. What did he say? He told me to stay here because he's coming here soon. Huh? Uh-huh. Hmm. Does he live nearby or something? No, not really. But it seems he had some things to do around here. I see. What a great coincidence. That means you can clear things up in person. You're right. Thank you for giving me the courage, Miss Rachel. Just call me Rachel, will you? All right. Although I regret my one-track mindset, I cannot say it has been entirely detrimental to my life, as it is a habit formed during my time living in the commune. Commune? We Banshee used to congregate together in order to protect ourselves from the outside world. Each of us tended to have a specific role in the commune, and we would all work together as one, like gears in the machine. Interesting. Didn't know that. But you left the commune, correct? Did I get the full... Yes! Yes. Was it difficult? No, because we're not a cult. Sorry I didn't mean that way. It's okay. The commune is simply a defense mechanism from the distant past. So the reason we do not see a lot of banshees around is it because many still choose to remain in the commune? Right. The world still isn't kind to us. However, we are aware that we eventually must reopen ourselves to the outside world. It was for that reason I learned to drive. You seem to be fond of driving. I am. It's like having a mobile fortress, which is why I find driving calming, even in traffic. Well, a mobile fortress, huh? Never thought of cars that way, but that's interesting. So when you said everyone has a specific role, what do you mean by that? Sorry, I'm just curious. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. Well, we don't have a Banshee culture center anywhere. Time to start one then. Perhaps it's best if I use a specific example, such as my mother's role. Oh, her role is to trade. In the event that we need to increase our supply or sell our products, or simply in need of some negotiating, it is my mother who will do the job. She must travel to the nearest city or town in order to exchange goods, and she's our representative when other communities needs to discuss things with us. Right. Everyone's work has equal weight. One is in charge of food and drink, the other is in charge of all the laundry. Everyone has a responsibility to set up schedules and organize the collection of goods. So, like, does each role only have one bear at a time? No, sometimes there are two or more, depending on the power needed. It's all about balance. I see. Interesting. Does your mom still fulfill her role to this day? Yes. Although, there are times when I wish she would retire. Why? She's doing a good job with it. But the role truly changed her. Oh? She had to endure years of animosity. She had to negotiate everyone's way out of trouble, or to simply defend the commune. That is such a heavy burden. It is, but she refuses to accept any help offered to her. Why? Because it's become her identity, I think. Oh, you're here? Yeah, hi, lady. I was starting to wonder when you were going to say something. I'd introduce myself, but I want to hear Riona's story. Fine by me. It is as Mr. Lucas said. I thought we were already past all that formal stuff. Am I wrong? Well, you still call her lady, but she is. The lady is speaking. Whoops. Okay, sorry. It is, as Lucas said, our discussion the other day led me to the same conclusion for me as well. My mother's protective instincts turned into an angry sense of pride. Oh. So while she performs her role really well, her anger often gets the best of her. Things are way calmer for our commune now, so I'm thankful for that, but unfortunately, the damage has already been done. Right. That's when I understood why she was... That's when I understood why she was angry too. If your mom has to deal with haters all her life, and you were pretty much in the front seat for all that, oof. Tough. I guess I can relate in some ways. The Nekomini culture is also quite strict. Although nowhere as rigid as yours, we're heavily stereotyped as being very mid. Mid? Like mediocre in all ways, aside from being pretty and cute. Although, don't get me wrong, I am cute. But it makes me wonder, how much of our survival instincts turned into bad stereotypes. Things have changed so much for everyone, which means we should have moved on from terrible prejudices decades ago, right? Yeah, we should have, but hey, we are where we are. So why are there still so many stuck with outdated and bad perceptions? And actually, that's exactly why. Life is complicated, and change is hard. Learning and unlearning stuff takes time and mental energy, right? And there's still billions of living beings in this world. That's why many folks choose to reduce their worlds to a size they can handle, all based on their priorities, of course. I mean, it's no different from how everyone chooses content to consume. Yeah, and sadly, a different culture is probably one of the last things on most beings' minds. Unless you already have a vested interest in it, then it's a different story. That makes sense. We all need to survive, I understand that. However, I feel something just shouldn't be excused. I think we do the principles we hold, all of it has an impact on others in one way or another. Right. Yeah, for sure. So, about your show. Yeah, you're in, right? Are you still unsure about the format? Well, I'm still trying to put it all on paper, so kind of. Like I know what I want to like I know I want to do a podcast, a deep dive, and a showcase, but I'm still trying to figure out a great way to fit them all in nicely. Once I'm done, I'll let you know for sure. And what are your plans to show anyway? How do you think it will help the guests? Ooh, curious, aren't we? Basically, I want to cover stuff that's interesting and underrated from around the city and beyond, if it takes off. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? Scratch that. I know it'll take off. That's some confidence you have there, even though you're not even sure what the format will be. Tut tut, I may not know the exact format yet, but all the elements needed to make a good show are locked and loaded already. Really? What are they? Well, there's already so much content out there, right? And you can't deny if today's audience gets bored easily too. If something doesn't appeal to them immediately, you'll just click away. So how to keep them engaged and stick with us, you ask? Well, from my experience, you need roughly 5 things down pat to keep a show going. The first one being the format itself, which ironically is the only thing I don't have yet. Anyway, a proper format has a good consistency. Could be the way the show is cut or how the information flows. It is to build familiarity with the audience and it makes things easier for the creator too. That makes sense. Next thing you need is topics. Sure, you can have a main theme for your show, like singing or cooking or anything really. Having a theme is essential, but getting topics flowing is essentialer. Because even singing will need more than one song, right? Same with cooking. You need to show many techniques, recipe, and all that jazz. That's true, right? Since the goal of the show is to shine a spotlight on all things underrated, I figure I should start small and nearby, but still have the potential to grow. And what's better for that than exploring the cities and the inhabitants in depth, especially since I'm fairly new here and all. Ooh, you get what I'm saying? I can see there are many interesting topics to discuss. Yeah, like locations, events, history. Yes, and many interesting individuals to meet. Definitely. Projects, side projects, plenty of things to cover. Makes sense. What's next? Know your audience. Honestly, in this internet era, you don't need to appeal to everyone. If you do it right, you can target just one type of audience and still get lots of eyes. Fortunately, I have my base audience already, but since the show will be in a completely new format, a lot of them will reject it. Because people do not like change, right? That's right. But honestly, that's fine. I'm trying to attract an audience that's more open-minded. I can help elevate the stuff we're going to spotlight. Like say, if we cover musician, they'll go to their sites or live show. Some cool neighborhood project, they'll be able to check out. A cool coffee shop, they'll be interested in visiting. Wink wink. Oh. Anyway, you all know what I mean. The next thing is audio quality, great visuals and edits. You know the drill. Of course. And the last thing you need for a good show is me. Hey, what's with the awkward silence? I mean personality and smarts. To find info, you need to be resourceful. And to relay information well, you need a good personality, right? Well, I'm your guy. Why? What's so funny? I'm not the perfect guy. Resourceful, huh? Really? Oh, so that is what you're questioning, huh? I'm just saying, because you didn't say you're new to the city. Oh, I see how it is. But you really thought this through. I'm kind of impressed. Thank you. Probably won't be anywhere near big as your talk show, I'll tell you that. Huh? Rumor has it your manager is trying to get your old girl band back together. I hear there'll be a talk show or something for it. Oh, really? How did you hear that? Tisk tisk, I have my ways. I didn't get the info from shady sources, I promise. Well, okay, I'll give you that resourceful guy, but your information is outdated already. Oh? Because I won't be in the show. Oh, why? Well, I actually like the idea of a comeback. But if it were to happen, I would want new branding, you know, like a new us to show we've grown. Ah, I get that 100%. That's too bad. Why? I think you have a talent for getting people to talk. You're able to read the room with sensitivity, therefore I would definitely be interested in watching your talk show program. You think so? Aw, I'm flattered. You're right about that, though. I'm pretty good. But I'd rather express myself through my music, my songs, and my performances, you know? Yes, I understand that very well. Then do you want to be our first guest? Me? Why? I thought you wanted to highlight independent artists. Well, aren't you making a new kind of music lately, Miss Rachel? So you actually have a side project. Oh, well, yeah, but I was kidding about inviting you earlier, but hey, maybe it could work out after all. How about a new channel, will you? You wish. I'm a very busy Nekomimi. But maybe. Woohoo! What is it, Healer? I thought your plan was to have Miss Riona as your first guest. Oh, well, about that. I'm definitely jumping the gun here, but I was kind of hoping you'd be my co-host instead. What? Me? I was going to ask you later, but Healer, over here cornered me something fierce. Oops, sorry. Why me? I like the way you explain different subjects, and I really enjoy talking to you. You have plenty of knowledge and experience from being on the road a lot. And all of your stories are so damn interesting. Plus, someone needs to offset my chaotic personality. Like contrasting hosts, huh? Yeah, what's more, she's not nervous in talking in front of the camera at all. Well, she is a performer. I know, I'm just saying she's a natural on camera. So yeah, that's what I'm going to ask, that's what I was going to ask later if you want to be my co-host. Only if you're interested, of course. I might need a moment to consider. Of course, take your time. However, if you are open to receiving input, may I throw an idea for the format of the show? For real? Of course you may. And I'm saying until you all tell me everything I missed. Okay. Yeah, the night's still young anyway. Gobbly Lab shutdown. Researchers have finally stopped experiments after 1304 incidents. Humorous Dormitail's new story feature. It needs a longer duration. The piece of halfling advice that seared into my memory. So I drove him around while he was nursing his broken. Down to ride. I don't know why we're discussing my sad stories right now. Eyes on the happy couple. Oh, it wasn't sad so much as cute, though. It is true that you and Mr. Bailey should be in the spotlight, Miss Lua. Or just in the light. Sorry, I'm trying to get to the switch. Ow! Whoops, my apologies, Mr. Gala. You're literally solid like a wall. I'll take that as a compliment. Ah, here we go. Oh, the wedding. Oh. Oh, he has Bailey. Oh, she has Bailey's coat. That's sweet. Oh, and there's the new single over there. You all found your way to your seat. I'm impressed. We've been here often that we know the place like the back of our hand. That's what it means. That what it means to have regulars, Healer. So it does. Now, shall we get this celebration started? Please, I'm so excited. That's adrenaline for you. Hang on to that feeling. You call it adrenaline. I call it deep, passionate, irresistible fascination for her husband. Hey, don't get too cocky, Mr. Miller. Oh, are you taking Lua's last name, Bailey's? No, we're keeping our last names. But I'll be Mr. Miller if it pleases, and Mr. Miller if it pleases Mrs. Miller. Anything to make you happy. Oh, you always make me melt. Disgusting, he said, wiping off his tears. How many times must I tell you? It was the City Hall's flowers that made my allergies flare up. Sure, let's go with that. And this would be the perfect time for some drinks. I wouldn't say no to something hot for sure, and to something sweet, to something decadent and chocolatey, but let's keep it fresh. There's enough sweetness here to give me a sugar rush. In summary, sweet and chocolate. Please, Healer. This is inspired by a sweet evening treat. Hopefully this drink is to your liking. I love it. It's very unique and festive. Very comforting. Exactly what I had in mind. It's fine. High praise from Hyde. You know it. It tastes a bit British. Have you ever been on that side of the pond, Healer? I did a bit of traveling in my day. Maybe we ran each other in the past. Maybe we did. Passing each other like two ships in the night before meeting at the mooring. That's very lyrical. I blame the mood on you two. All I know is that all I know about the UK is that British werewolf guy I once met. He went absolutely wild during Fury. But even then, he would beg the walls to pardon after putting his fist through it. Sounds about right. And I imagine you two became great friends. You know rude vampires are much more my type. Hey! Actually, no, I'm not offended. Rude vampire and proud of it. That would look great on a t-shirt. Awesome idea. I'll consider that for a Christmas gift. Alright, I guess we should raise a toast. Does anyone want to make a speech? Someone? Healer, maybe? I don't think I'm the right person to give speeches. You definitely are. Yes, if you want to, we'd love to hear you. In that case, thank you for choosing to come to this cafe, Mr. Lua and Mr. Bailey's, and thank you for making us feel a true part of your lives. Hear, hear. Always be a part of our lives now, Healer. Absolutely. Short and to the point. Good speech. Your turn, Hyde. Really? Well, fine. Thank you, Lua and Bailey's, for entertaining me and making me consider a counseling career, however briefly. You're a good bunch. That means a lot, Hyde. You've been a very good friend to us. Don't think we're forgetting about you, Gala. Speech time, right. I don't know you as well as Healer, guys, but I haven't helped you nearly much as Hyde did, but despite that, you made me feel welcome. You immediately made me feel part of your family. May this warmth that you show others always reflect as joy in the family you're starting today. Oh, Gala. Thanks, man, really. To the happy couple. To the happy couple. To the happy couple. Are your allergies troubling you again, Mr. Hyde? Healer, my dear healer. Never think that you're out of reach of my retribution. Ahem. I do apologize that we only serve soft drinks here, but some bubbles would have befitted the occasion. Don't worry about it. As far as I'm concerned, it suits me just fine. Yeah, we're not really drinking booze these days. Oh. Speaking of starting a family, just in case, you know. Ooh. And I'm avoiding it in solidarity. That's nice, you guys. Rooting for you. Thanks, Colin. Just imagine little purple elves with horns running everywhere. And thanks, I think, Hyde. I aim to please. Personally, I'm fine with soft drinks as well. Never liked the stronger stuff. He's not lying, I never saw him touch it. Is there any specific why he's not? I just don't like the taste. Never got used to it, never particularly tried. People assume I like to drink, especially since I'm a big burly dude, I guess. But nope. Assumption like that are annoying to me. I like that you look at it as just a taste among others, Colin. Sometimes I want to taste wine, and sometimes I just want tomato juice. Definitely booze, just because this big social thing. I, for one, wish there was a better range of soft drinks. I went to a very expensive restaurant a while ago. They had a soft drink pairing option. They imported some alcohol-free vermouth and some vermouth homemade some fruit juice. All tasted really nice and unique. But they also had edible robots, and they made a miniature forest out of vegetables and dark chocolate. Wow, when did you go to a place like that? A while ago with my family. Back when we were still in touch. Bye. I'm okay, sweetie. Well, I make a mean cocktail. There's a hard version and a soft version. In the hard version, I use vodka. In the soft version, I don't use vodka. Fair enough. What else goes into it? A little bit of basil, some lemon juice, a pinch of salt, tonic water. That sounds like something I would enjoy. Wait for it. And of course, a big dollop of fresh blood. Here it comes. Oh, type, preferably universal donors and all that. Oh, Hyde, you're such an asshole. Yuck. I think this is a joke. I hope this is a joke, and this is why he never gets invited to parties. What do you mean? I'm invited to all the parties. Thank you so much for being us, the three of you. Thank you for having us, and it was fun to meet your friends from work, Baileys, and your sister, Lua. She's got a very strong character. I respect that. She's impossibly mean, but I love her to bits. And she took a while to warm up to me at first. Oh, just a year or three. She probably wanted to make sure you were right for her baby sister. Yes, that's definitely the reason why. She always thinks of me as some sort of softie that she needs to protect. Well, I mean, compared to her, Gala is a softie. I say Gala is a softie compared to many people. Fair enough. But yes, I think she could take him when he's under fury. If Healer ever moves out, I'm out of my specialty. I can ask for your sister's number, I guess. You would have to hurry, or you'll have to step over your primary school friend, Bailey's. Marco? I thought I caught him staring at her. I bet they didn't leave it at staring. The two witnesses, delightfully cliche, isn't it? You seem to be enjoying the gossip very much, Mr. Hyde. Of course I do. That's how I take my best pictures. Long glances, touches filled with pent-up desire, scornful, dissimulated in a smirk. Hopefully you capture some pictures of our lovebirds too. Ah yes, I really can't wait to see them. Well, that's the downside of film. I know, but it will be worth it, so I'm happy to be patient. Good girl. In that case, I have a little reward for you. A perfect shot. Oh, look at this spy. This is amazing. What a beautifully captured moment, Mr. Hyde. Yes, truly. Thank you again for doing this, Mr. Hyde. Don't mention it. I had an alright time doing it. You can keep this if you want. It's just a Polaroid, but... Oh no, it's absolutely lovely. Looks so friendly and warm, like the wedding we always really wanted to have. Yes, when we sifted through this... once we sifted through this... superfluous details. Love that you guys figured that out in the end, and I love this picture. Do you have the only one, Mr. Hyde? Why, Healer, you wanted to frame it and hang it on your wall? Actually, yes, something like that. Good thing I saw it coming. If our new little ones don't object, I almost had the exact same one here for you. No objection whatsoever. Yeah, I love that. It means a lot to have a little memory of this day hanging around here. Thank you so much. No, thank you. Yes, Healer, I'm not sure where we'd be without you. Ahem. So I take it you decided to embrace photography, Mr. Hyde? It would seem so. Oh, come on, tell them. Tell us what? Nothing's been confirmed yet. They're certainly not going back on it, and you aren't either, right? Of course not. Well then. Just tell them the story. It's obviously you're dying to. Don't have to ask me twice. Hyde has already agreed to shoot another wedding. They're a really sweet couple who's been coming to visit their kid at the hospital. Little Rose has been sick for a while. Doctor thinks she's going to get better eventually, but no one knows exactly when. So her parents have decided to get married in her room with her around. That's a lovely idea. I bet little Rose is thrilled. She is. An entire party next to her bed. Can you imagine? Anyhow, they got to chatting with Hyde. And just like that, he promised to take their pictures pro bono. That's very good of you, Mr. Hyde. It's nothing. I can use the experience. So that I can milk my modeling ex-colleagues for their wedding pictures. Sounds like good social redistribution to me, right? So that does mean you're sticking around for Seattle for good. Hyde, I got the house and I got the job. And I got my own pocket werewolf. So it sounds like I'll be staying here a little while. That's great to hear. Achievement. How's the house coming along? Taking ages, but it'll look good when it's finished. I'm having it redone from scratch, so it's a process. But as a vampire, my needs are a little particular. Fair enough. I think it's normal to be particular when it comes to your dream home, you know? What would your dream home look like for the two of you? We're not too sure yet, but we're not repeating the same mistakes. No endless tomajills scrolling to look at other people's home, and no overspending or feeling inadequate on my side. My love, it's alright, I'm glad we talked it all through. Lua made me realize that it's fine if I don't earn as much as she does. And if my family doesn't contribute anything. In fact, Lua's mom told me the same during the wedding. I didn't know you talked about it. Don't worry, it went really well. She said that she said what mattered to her, that I make her daughter happy. Which is good, because that's what matters to me too. And a happy Lua is a Lua who powers through her job. Yeah, I really can't consider slowing down my career. Well, maybe a little, yeah, when the time comes. But the thing is, I don't mind slowing down my career. I've always been the one bringing up the kids topic. It's not that I don't want them, but I was afraid what it'd do to my work. That makes sense. Women are always expected to do more when it comes to childbearing. Well, not in our couple. We decided that when we have kids, I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I'll still do some freelance work if and when I have the time. Not so much for the money as to keep my brain working, but I'll be taking care of the little ones and of our place. You know, I keep thinking how happy I am that I met you and married you. Not many men would have wanted that. You'd be surprised. Times are changing, and so on. Times are making more room for people to follow their wishes. There are many men who would rather have stayed home with their children and then go to work every day and almost never see them. You two just complement each other well. I think so too. Mr. Mellon, Mrs. Well. Ah, no, using my family names on you feels wrong. That would have, they would have thrown a fit if you heard you do that, and they absolutely would. It's almost tempting, but none of that matters much anyway. As long as we're still Llewellyn Baileys. As long as we're still Llewellyn Baileys. Ah, excuse me. Sounds like Hyde has found a new way forward. He has, yeah. I'm really happy about that. When I first met him, I thought he was a bit mysterious. And honestly, a bit of a jerk. But he's really quite fragile, isn't he? There's nothing more solid and more fragile than an immortal. And nothing screws your head as much as having unlimited time. Even elves with their only longish lives have issues. I can imagine werewolves are something between elves and humans. And we also struggle with that stuff. I guess the bottom line is everyone gets bored and confused once in a while, right? And the longer you live, the more once in a whiles you get. That makes sense to me. I will say though, mighty happy that he's sticking around. For all that he can be a difficult one. He also makes life a lot more interesting, and we just really get each other after all this time. You two know what I mean? Yes, we really do. At this point, even when we need to take a bit of time out, we can trust that we always find our way back to each other. That's right. No, he's got a good way of finding people. Hyde, I mean. He liked Healer from the start. Not that I ever disagreed, but he just really got you right away. He has been very kind to me, and perceptive about me as well. I'm glad he befriended you too. This shot right now, it's really good. You're all right too, Gala. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing more of you. Right back at you. Ah, listen to that. It's pouring rain again. Brr. It'd be really cold if I didn't have your jacket by. But are you okay? Yeah, don't worry about me. I always worry about you. And I guess that's kind of my job now. Only if I get to worry about you too. You guys are cute, but you know what's even better than worrying about each other? Not worrying about each other. Excuse me. Point taken. Rainy weddings are meant to be good luck anyway. I've always wondered where that came from. It sounds like lip service for the happy couple. To avoid a meltdown if it rains, which must happen often enough. Really? So you don't know? Don't know what? Maybe it's just a thing among the elves. Have you heard of it, Healer? Are you referring to the goddess's Tears of Legends? That's the one. Never heard of that. It's actually a whole epic in medieval elven poetry. But I can give you the short version. Go on. I'm very curious. Alright then. A long time ago lived a powerful goddess. That goddess had many children, but all of her children, the one she liked best, they were the shyest and the quietest. When their siblings screamed for attention, they sat aside and played with clouds. When their siblings tormented each other, they silently looked at the stars. When their siblings ran away from the rain, they waited and watched the rain fall. The goddesses thought, even if all my children desert me, this one will always be at my side. They're kind, gentle, they will love me and take care of me, she thought as of the days ahead and smiled. But one day, as the young godling sat on the edge of the cloud, pondering the world, a gust of wind blew on them, and they lost their balance. Oh no. Don't worry, it's not a sad story. Alright then. Carried by the wind, they floated down to the ground, and immediately they were astonished. There were so many things around them that they'd never seen before. They were both delighted and lost, and they stood rooted in place for many human errands until a human found them there. Shall we call the godling Eon and the human Ray, just for clarity? That's gonna help me for sure. I get lost without names. Alright, Eon and Ray it is. Ray walked up and Eon, and then finding them stunned, guided them forward. They took them to their village and showed them how they lived their life. As days passed by, Ian started talking to Ray. They discussed stars and planets, clouds and suns. They talked of harvest and of young children, of famines and They talk of time and eternity, and as they look into each other's eyes, they found them for the briefest of moments and the longest era in there. That's how they both knew they were in love. They decided to get married, but both of them wanted the assent of their family. Ray got it without any trouble. Their family was quite fond of Aeon by then. But when Aeon went to see their mother, the goddess, that old hag, give her a chance, my love, she improves. But yeah, at first she wasn't thrilled. In fact, she was outraged that her favorite child should be taken away from her. That reminds me of someone. I promise you, she's a lot better than my mother. Anyway, she got really angry and she told Aeon, get married if you wish, but if you do get married, then she'll wither and die, just like your fiancé. Yuck. And to nobody's surprise at this point, Aeon said, alright, I'm alright with that. What's eternity if I can't have Ray by my side? Bound to get married they went. For many hours the goddess was angry and shouted. Then for many more hours she was despondent and sullen. Then finally she turned an eye to the ground to look at Aeon and Ray. They were in the field where Ray had first found Aeon. They wore garlands of flowers and they were surrounded with people they loved. And for the first time, Aeon wasn't quiet at all. They were singing and dancing, their eyes sparkling, their hair floating on the wind. The goddess saw that for the first time in eternity. The child was happy. She regretted her bitter words then, but a goddess's word once spoken isn't easily broken. And sadness for her child's mortal days, she started crying. And one by one, her tears hit the earth in a thick cloud of rain. Instead of running from it, Aeon and Ray danced with it. And so the goddess said, for each tear of mine that falls onto you, may you live another year. And even as your hair turns gray and your skins turn harsh, may that year see you both dancing and singing, still in love with each other. According to elves, that's how we came to be. But I think that's a bit far-fetched. My love, are you tearing up? It's nothing. You're just really beautiful sometimes. You're a born legend teller, Mr. Bailey's. That was an astonishing rendition of that story. Yeah, that was epic. I'm not gonna look at Rain the same way now. It's just a silly legend. It's not silly at all. And you're right, the goddess is a lot better than your mother. I told you. My history with rain is a lot simpler. I just really love it when it rains outside and you're all warm indoors. Yeah, that's a very cozy feeling. My bedroom when I was a little girl was on the top floor, so I could hear the rain fall at night when I was in my bed. It was great. I wish we lived in a world where everyone had that place to be safe when the rain falls outside, for sure. Look, here's at least another one. Another someone who's safe from the rain right now. Oof, that's a very wet little guy. Poor Gala, did he just shake rain all over you? He did a little, but that's fine. He's a cute one. What's he doing here, though? Is he your cat healer? No, but he's been around a couple of times. I do remember seeing him a week or so ago. He's not any friendlier than he was then, although he's not especially aggressive either. Maybe he's adopting this place. Wouldn't be the first. That's pretty much how you got Hyde, too. Now that's an apt comparison. Seems that he might be looking for something, though. Or someone. If that's the case, he hasn't found them yet. He came by another time a few days ago, and actually was quite helpful, but he didn't look settled then either. And there he goes. Very mysterious. What did I miss? A cat, apparently. Ah, yes, I saw it go. What was that about? I'm not entirely sure. He has come by a handful of times, but he doesn't seem to stay very long or ask for anything. We're just saying he might be looking for someone. Ah, perhaps he is. In many traditions, cats are depicted as having special foresight, messengers between worlds, or so to speak. He may know something we don't, or something we can't see. That's just what they want you to believe, looking mysterious to get food and cuddles. I was saying that reminds me of someone, actually. No comment. Uh-huh. Anyhow, what was that call about? That was the interior designer about the house. For some reason, he needed to know the exact size of my turntable, as well as whether I wanted walnut or hardwood floors. I just want floors I can walk on. That's surprising. I thought you'd be more particular about decoration, Hyde. I am particular in the sense that I want it to look good, but he's got no clue what to. To do to get there. I mean, you've seen his car. If it's not, peak design trends. That car served me right. Thank you very much. I remember when a certain werewolf didn't want to drive me around. I shouldn't have brought that up, Truce. Why don't you help Hyde with decorating then, Gala? Why indeed. My job, time, your job, time, I see. Everyone's a critic, but the truth is, Gala has no understanding of color, material, or shape. I'm a lazy interior designer at best, but Gala's interior designer is a walking nightmare. Not true, I just go for functional things. That's what people say when they got no taste. Yeah, maybe my taste in vampires is a problem here, but I think your taste in vampires is your one saving grace. Ugh. You guys sound like you're gonna be just fine. Indeed. Being like this all together when it's dark and damp and feeling good and safe and home, it's a pretty rare feeling in a kind of public place. I think the kinda is key here. As far as I can remember, this has never felt like a strange space to me. It's my space that I'm lucky to share with other people I like. I definitely feel the same way. Thanks for that, Healer. I'm glad that's how it feels to you. Our patrons' comfort has always been our priority. Goal very much achieved then. That and also you're all right. It sounds like everyone's going to be busy with their own stuff for a while, but I can't wait to come back here and see your faces again. Whether in a week or a month or a year, I know it's going to be a good time. Cheers to that. Here, here. You're all welcome anytime, separately or together, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you get up to. We'll definitely pop by to give you news, and to get furry remedies, and to listen in on the drama. We can't wait to welcome you back. I think the rain is over, and we kept you up for a while already, Healer. Yeah, we should all use the dry spell to get back home. Considering the night cold, you guys go first, or we'll be stepping on each other's toe. Alright. Good night, Healer. Good night. Good night, you two. Let's go, darling. Let's. Good night, Healer. Thanks again for being with us tonight and on other nights. No, thank you for everything, truly. Have a good rest, Healer. Will do. You guys coming? Yeah, just hold the door for me for a second longer. Eek! Bye! What are you doing? I'm carrying you over the threshold, of course. That's on the way into home, not on the way out of the bar. I can do both. You're silly. Maybe, but I love you. I love you too. Bustling, busy, abuzz. People whose thoughts I can hear almost as well as my own by now. Whose success and failures matter to me as much as my own. I suppose that's what it feels like to have a chosen hive. Fire director resigns in wake of shocking leaks. Uh-oh. Heir of American business rally disowned over choice of wife. Killer allergy, the new invasive species. Oh, I got the wedding photo on the camera. Well, I want to see the stories. I want to see the stories. Having someone you connect with, especially within the same industry, you realize I think by the end of it, I'm in this industry for the love of it, and I keep having fun. Aw, Aw, Silver. I can't play the video. Damn. Somehow this feels like deja vu. Hey, welcome, Officer Georgie. What's cracking? Aside from the thunder outside, that is. Yep, deja vu. What? Nothing. Everything is fine. I have everything I need to avoid another blackout. That's good news. You know, this weather has kind of grown on me. Really? Yeah. That's something I like to have forever, of course. But the thunder no longer sounds so angry to me. Interesting. What does it sound like to you? No idea. Just not scary anymore. Anyway, I want to order something. Perfect. What would you like? Make me whatever I ordered a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago? Yeah, give or take. We were promoting it to Good Times. I remember it had an interesting color. I'll take whatever you gave me that day. What did I give you that day? No fucking idea. A cup of anthocystine for your offering. What? It's what makes the drink blue. Oh, okay. Still tastes like grass, but my daughter told me this is really good for stress. Really? Are you stressed right now? Nah, don't worry. Since my daughter loves it so much, I was just trying to remind myself how it tastes. Oh, good. Well, usually blue pea is mixed with a bunch of other ingredients. It's a very forgiving drink taste-wise, and goes well with most things. And it looks pretty. Yeah, I can see that. Because it tastes like, except for the grassy notes when you drink it straight. Right on. Does this mean you've already made up with your daughter? More or less. That's great. How are you, officer? How's work? Work, huh? Well, it's only been a couple of days since I was here, but I admit a lot has happened. Oh? Yeah, for starters, the word has spread about the parking, that parking on Burn Street is no longer safe because of the vandalism. Yeah. And I really don't want it to escalate, you know. I don't want the story of the street rewritten as something bad. Makes sense. So what did you do? What makes you think I did anything? Just a guess. Well, you're not wrong. The day after our last talk, I paid the old gnomes a visit and had a chat with them. Oh, what did you talk about? We talked about what could happen to them in the area due to the vandalism they committed. They were remorseful to a point because they're upset about what happened to the remains of their friend. Right. All they wanted was to create something memorable that would stay in everyone's minds, in one way or another, even in a bad way. That's what I thought they were going for. It turns out that's not the case. They just wanted to create something memorable, something that gets everyone's talking. But when I gave them a hypothetical scenario with rumors getting out of control, and how folks will spin the whole thing into something else, they were a bit stunned, honestly. Is it because they didn't think of the consequences that far ahead? That's right. I told them it could potentially lead to the street being closed because it would be deemed unsafe, or maybe even rebuild into something completely different, which would effectively erase all trace left of their friend. So they decided to stop right there, right then. Interesting. But you know, I get their need to keep the memory alive, even if what they did was a bit misguided. I understood. Still, what they did was not the way to go about it. And honestly, I'm still trying to wrap my head around all this memory stuff. Shows that I and the world probably need to learn a lot more about fairy folk in general. I agree. So what did you do next? Did you arrest them? No. All I did that day was chat with him because I wanted a clearer picture on everything, including the old ferry marketing hall. I also shared the story about my grandpa. In the end, they said whatever I decide to do, they accept. So I went home. I see. You know, my daughter asked what happened. Now, since she gave me good advice on the case and everything, I told her the whole story. About the street, about the tree. Wow, that's really everything. Anyhow, after our talk, I guess she started to looking into fairy folks' history. And one she did, I have no clue what to call them, but their videos of herself packing orders while talking about stuff. Ah, I see. I reposted it on my Tomo to Chill a couple of days ago. Ah, I see. She's basically talking to her viewers about what she learned in the video. About your case? No. Only things she learned on her own. Got it. That's great though. You never know, maybe through her video, curiosity will spread, get everyone wondering about this piece of disappearing history. You're right. Who knows what the future holds? Lucas is in the house, yo! Hey. What's up? And you, Pops, how goes it? All good. You're in higher spirits, aren't you? Always. Anyway, Pops, what's shaking? I think I should be asking you that. What's with all the excess energy? You're right, and I probably should explain. But first, dear healer, may I put it in order? You may. I'd like a blue pea latte with super cool latte art on top. Seriously, dude? I can't fucking do that. Fine, I'll do it. No comments. A couple of blue latte with a masterpiece on the freezer. Masterpiece, eh? I like your confidence. Anyway, cheers. Nice, thanks, healer. So what's up, kid? All's well, Pop. I was waiting for the lady to arrive. Oh, so Miss Riona's coming? Yep, she should be here soon. Last couple days have been really intense for us. In fact, I didn't sleep at all until last night. Oh, why? Let's just say we've been busy cooking up stuff. Tis. What is it? I know you're a hustler, kid. Your schedule is probably not like everyone else's. But I hope you won't drag others into unhealthy habits unnecessarily. Although I know next to nothing about Banshee Bay. Doesn't she do late night deliveries? Oh, sometimes she does deliveries until morning. Then never mind, kid. Forget everything I said earlier. Phew. I was like, oh man, what stupid thing did I do this time? Nah, I was just pulling your leg. You're both adults, and I was just playing around as a nosy and annoying old guy. Still, it's good that you guys are talking, especially considering what happened the first time you two met. Yeah, no kidding. That's what I mean by doing stupid things too. Yep. I got them on. Adventure 7 hold back countries mouth. What's that? Sometimes I don't slow down enough to see the forest of trees, you know? It happens, as long as you're aware of it and take a step back from time to time. Yep. Welcome, Miss Fiona. Hello. Lady, finally, you're here. Good evening, miss. Hi, everyone. Is the traffic bad for you? No, not at all. I had to deliver something before I came. That's why I'm a bit late. I apologize. No, you're not late. I'm just early. Would you like anything to drink? Yes, please. Like a cup of mild coffee sweetened with a lot of honey, if you want. Coffee, honey, if I'm right. Yep. Coffee, honey. That's what I used to order back in the day. Really? So what's been happening with you two? The kids stay up for days for something, apparently. Does that include you as well? Yes, but those are just my regular working hours. See? And I thought we were done talking about that, Pops. What the heck? I'm not done playing the role of annoying, nosy old guy, that's all. Jeez. Well, as you probably know, or especially if you follow my T-Chill, we started a vlog/podcast thing. Right. My daughter watched the first episode yesterday. Did she like it? She loved it. I heard her laughing all the way. I'm glad. So, what is this vlog/podcast thing really? Yes, please clarify. I saw you had this walk-around session in the episode. I thought podcasts are supposed to be voice only, like a radio show, but you don't need to catch it live. Well, nowadays there's a lot of podcasts with videos. The voice is still the most important part, though, and we did have the carpool podcast later in that episode. So there'll be two versions of the same episode: voice only on audio streaming platforms, and the full video posted on video streaming platforms. Ah, I see. Sounds difficult to create both at the same time. It must require a lot of planning, doesn't it? It does, but if you're not the Lucas, that is, thanks to my editing and interviewing skills, you can enjoy the action session and the voice-only version all the same. I see. It wouldn't be possible to make the episode as compelling, though, without Leda Rionia giving us good information to make the episode work. Somehow her voice really resonates well in the mic, so it was a joy to edit it into the narration. Also, Rachel was probably the best first guest we could have gotten. We even got a sneak preview of her new singles. Our first episode got tons of views because of that. Really? That's great. But I wonder if that was cleared by her manager. Probably not, but she knows what she's doing, I'm sure. You can see why you two stayed up for days now. Sounds great, y'all. So, miss? Yes? Are you enjoying your new role as a show co-host? Well, it's interesting so far, and I'm learning a lot of new skills, so I'm eager to keep working on it. All the while, I keep looking for auditions and honing my craft. That's all I needed to know. I might have to leave soon. Huh? Why? I haven't eaten anything substantial since this morning. It was a really busy day. Oh, word. Oh, word? Let's go then. You can stay. I'll just go for a quick bite and come back. Nah, let's just go. We're partners, right? Besides, we still have a lot of things to discuss. You're right. Okay, if you're fine with it. But before we go, I want to give a final test to Healer. A test? Yeah. To be honest, I'm very impressed with your coffee shop. It's one of the best I've ever been in, and I see your regulars are loyal as well, so I want to send you a luxurious Lucas-approved 5-star plaque. Oh my, that's so real, huh? What's that? Nothing. Does it mean this coffee shop will be part of the hottest gang now? Only if you pass this one test. Make me a custom order based precisely on my preferences. Could you tell me a bit more? After all, the relationship between a shop and its patrons is based on deep familiarity, so I just want you to make a drink based on what you know about it. Can't really drink coffee anymore, but I still need the caffeine, right? I really like sweet things, and sometimes I forget to eat, so I'll need something rich to soften up the drink. Which special drink would satisfy all that? Here you go, sir. Whoa. That looks nice, kid. What do you call this? This is made for your approval. 5 stars. How's that sound? With the quotation marks and everything. Perfection. Truly a service worthy of Lucas 5 stars. Cheers. Wow, that's hot. Geez, you didn't have to drink it all at once. But I think it's time for us to go. I mean, for me. Roger that. Let's get going then. See you later, Pops. Good luck with everything. You too. You too. Bye, Healer. See you again soon. Goodbye. So, just you and me now. Nothing wrong with that. I have to go soon though. Duty calls. Sure. And there she is. Hello, Healer. How are you? Freya. Hey, Miss Greenhair. Hey, Officer. Long time no see. Heard you've been going around the world, huh? Around the world is a bit much. But I've been somewhere. I'm glad to see you here, Freya. Well, as much as I'd like to stay in chat, duty calls. Aw, that sucks. I missed you. Well, see you later then, Georgie. Yeah. Don't forget to tell Healer the truth, okay? Later, Healer. I will. Let me move over there. So, my buddy, my pal, my good friend, Healer, what's up? Why didn't you tell me you were coming? Before you start blaming me, it was the last minute thing. I didn't even know I'd be back so soon. So what makes you return sooner than expected? Well, maybe I'll tell you after a drink. Hey, do you remember my very first order ever? Espresso? Yep, you have a good memory. My first time I was here was raining as hard as it is now. I thought nothing was open anymore until I saw your shop. Espresso was one of the best coffees I ever had. Thank you. One espresso for me, please. Good old friends. I love her outfit. Here you go, Fred. A cup of triple shot espresso for you. Great. Again, this deep aroma and such stellar flavors. Thanks. So, mind telling me why Officer Georgie said what he said? Which part? Something about telling me the truth? Ah, well, about that. Okay. I'm leaving for a writer's residence soon. And it's really, really far away. What? I know. It was impulsive, and it was something I did on whim. I know. Me and my old buddy sent the application form like last month, not really expecting anything. But we got accepted, and somehow it's for this year's rotation, which means I need to pack and get ready really soon. So, it's not a scam, is it? Of course not. How long is it going to be? I don't know, probably a few months. But I might try to keep traveling after that. Okay. Healer, are you sad? Nope. Don't be sad while I'm gone, okay? I said I'm not sad. Aww. Anyway, tell me what's been happening all this time I've been gone. There should be a lot of juicy stories waiting for me, right? Oh, you have no idea. Spill it. Everything. Alright. So it started around 2 weeks ago. So this is the story results. Aqua's working on her game while Myrtles helps from time to time. They're a good team. Silver and Amanda's trip took them quite a bit further than he expected. And Pearl appears in a number of their selfies from London, Sydney's, and Mongolian steppe. Hyde's reputation as a dreamy, sensitive wedding photographer spread all around Seattle. And Gala is fine with qualifying him in those exact terms to Hyde's obvious displeasure and secret joy. Luella and Bailey's bought a little house with large windows, smart on it, and an extra bedroom. Bailey's has been using it as a workspace, but it stands ready to fulfill a whole nother function when the time is right. The Nekochel ex-Army collaboration was a success, and a new single was released on time. Even though the reviews for it are mixed, her true fans love it, and that's all that matters, she said. In spite of its impromptu nature, their first broadcast was a success, especially with Rachel appearance piercing the view. Lucas' team joined the productions a few episodes later. I can read all that. Fortunately, the vandalism ended before the rumors could worsen. Sometimes lone officers can be seen placing flowers where the dead tree once stood. Miss Fiona, hello again. Hello. I dropped something here a long time ago, so I'm here to get it. Oh, what item was it? It's fine, I got it. It was right under the seat. Really? Huh? I've always made sure to check everything before closing, too. There are times when we simply miss things. Particularly if it's a task we have performed numerous times. That's true. I guess it's a sign for me to double check everything. It may, or it may not be. I have a feeling you will find something of interest either way. There's even a possibility of getting a complete understanding of everything. Or everyone. Pardon? I didn't quite catch that. Have a good evening, healer. Oh, okay. Have a safe trip, Miss Fiona. Huh? Oh well, looks like no one else will be coming tonight. Might as well go check on... What was that? It sounded like it came from inside a drawer. What the? Missing items, they're here, but they vanished a while ago. Now what is really going on? I've seen part of the image, but there's so many details to discover. So that ends up for part 2. That ends up for part 2. But that was Coffee Talk 2, episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. A solid sequel to the first one. It took a lot longer to complete, but hopefully some of you may enjoy it if you ever get around to watching it. As for what will be streaming on Twitch next week, it depends. I've been looking into other, much like Overwatch, I've been looking into other different avenues of games to stream, and I'm thinking maybe some Omega Strikers, some Titanfall 2 North Star, which is, and we may do a combination of that, but that is going to be also tomorrow. We'll be starting our playthrough of on YouTube of Freedom Planet 2, and I'll go into more details about that. But I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I'll see you when I see you.